Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom. It's Friday.
Yay!
Oh, I get a day off.
Yeah.
Because I have to work on Sunday again.
Which, they said they were done working Sundays.
Woo!
What was I going to get for her? Anything?
I don't know. Books?
Grace and I are sick. Probably sicker today than we were yesterday.
Stuffy, achy.
Not super stuffy, a little bit achy. Grace hasn't really had an appetite to eat anything. And she's been snuggly. So when she's sick, it's awesome. Where are you going, Grace?
Hey, you. You're stealing the show, little girl.
So Grace has a DVD that I just finished watching. Can I see that, please? This is going to take a lot of energy.
Okay, well, we got 15 minutes of video life, and then we gotta wrap it up.
Hey, that's yucky, babe. Here.
Do you want me to go first?
With what?
Okay, I'll go first. So this morning I had to wake up at 3:30 for work.
Oh, I know what I can talk about.
And
Look.
I was just not ready to get up. I was so tired. Everyone at work is just exhausted, but whatever. Here we go again. And it's the beginning of a new quarter, which means we had to wrap up the old one. So I had to do a ton of reports today for like 4 or 5 hours. Get all my reports caught up, which they are, thank goodness.
Is anybody else's?
Yeah, they're getting there. I might actually offer some help. And then came home. I was driving home, and I was just at such peace knowing that I could come home to Grace and Terry and the mountains, and the sun was out, the skies were blue. What was the temperature up here today?
I looked out the window around
Woo!
2 o'clock, and the thermometer...
Woo!
The thermometer in the shade said it was 60 degrees.
Yeah, 60 degrees up here.
So I was in short sleeves. I went outside, and it felt amazing.
Woo!
Do you have any more for your story?
I just was so happy to get home to visit these two. And actually kind of be with them. Grace and I went for a wonderful walk around the block. And we got to get her a backpack or something. Whoa, you going to fall that way now?
You can't.
Woo! But she just loves being outside. Every time we pass a telephone pole, she looks right up at it. And then tracks it. I don't know if she hears the buzzing of the transistor up there or what. The transformer, whatever they call it.
When they go for walks, I stay home and I get things done. Grace-free.
Woo!
Grace-free.
Yeah.
I cleaned off the landing. I got dinner
Woo!
going.
Go ahead.
And I did something else. I can't remember. Last night, after we shot the book review video, I went to take Grace downstairs to give her a bottle. And I did. Did you turn this off? So I gave her a bottle, and she, like, always knocks it out just of her mouth whenever she's done. So she did that, and so I came upstairs, and...
Oh yeah, you didn't get that on film, huh?
No. It was very eventful. I came upstairs, and she was, like, kind of fussy crying after 15 minutes or so, and so I went downstairs, and she started making, like, all kinds of liquidy noises. Anyways, she puked all over everything. So she was in her bed.
Nope.
Oh, Grace. It's still going.
It's still going. You can't go that far, baby. You'll fall off
You fall off the bed.
So we'll pretend like this book was her. She was in her bed, lying down. Her head was over towards me. She's like puking on her back. So I like lifted her over on her side so that she could finish throwing up, and she kept going. And so then I sat her up, and it's all dark downstairs and in the house. All that's on is her little
She's
nightlight.
going all by here. By
Yeah.
sound.
I couldn't see very well, so I'm trying to do this. And then, so she stops puking.
Hi.
So then I have to go find a light and get it turned on, but it was really high, so I had to stand on my tippy toes. I have puke all up and down my arms, on my... No, I just have it on my arms at this point. She's crying her guts out. And so then I, like, pick her up. She has puke here. She's, like, sitting in a pool of it in her bed. And so I pick her up so she'll stop crying. And then I get puke all over the front of me. And so then I get her all of her clothes off. And I had just given her a bath the day before. And normally I don't give her a bath 2 days in a row. But I had to this time.
Yeah, you did last time.
So I got the water going for bath. And I was able to strip her bed down. And so there's a bunch of puke, bedding, and clothes that we need to wash. But I gave her a bath.
Whee!
And I had given her medicine before she threw up too. So I didn't give her more of that. But since she didn't have anything in her stomach, I waited. Well, it was probably like an hour from the time she threw up, and then I was able to make her another bottle, and she went right to sleep. And then Nick came home about 5 minutes later.
Yep.
And I was like, ah.
Yeah, she looked beat.
Yeah. So it was a busy night last night. And then today... Oh, Grace has been... Whenever she usually falls asleep either on her back or on her side. And then she'll roll over, and it's like she's programmed to sit up whenever she rolls over. Yeah, it's salty. Whenever she rolls over to her stomach. So a few times I heard her last night kind of like making noises or whatever. And so after she would be quiet, I would go check on her, and she would be sitting up and sleeping. And this morning, I found her sitting up and sleeping again. So, sitting up and sleeping has been her thing. And she's been pulling herself up. Like, when she's in her playpen, she'll pull herself up and stand up.
I haven't seen it yet.
Probably like 50% of the time, I guess. And sometimes, like, she'll stand up and she'll get stuck and she doesn't know what to do. It's like, I've seen her, like, fall back to her butt and, like, lay back. But, what's going on? Anyways. But this morning, after I found her sitting up, I just went and got her and brought her up. It was probably like 7:30. I brought her up, and we just laid here.
Come here,
and we watched some videos that were on the phone and looked at some pictures. For like 30 minutes, she just laid here and was just watching, looking.
Tickle, tickle, Peter. Yeah.
Anyway.
Tickle, tickle, Peter.
So, I was going to tell you about this movie. It's kind of hard to see. It's called, where's the title? Right there at the bottom. The 1900 House. It's by PBS. It's about a family who was chosen to live in a Victorian house, like it's in the 1900s. So the show went and bought a house, and they converted it into everything that a 1900s house would have been like. And then they did, I think they had like 400 interviews or something, or 400 people that were interested in living in this house, 400 families. And anyways, they chose this family. They had to live in the 1900s house for 3 months and do everything that a family from that time period would have done. So
Grace turned
they had to wear the clothes, including the underwear and corsets. They had to do laundry like them, which took all day. They had to eat the food that they would have ate. They had to
Grace.
be entertained the way that they would have, entertainment, everything for 3 whole months. Bathing was a problem. They had... My throat is very dry. Because of like soaps and stuff, they had to make their own soap. Because soap back then was really expensive. They had to make their own lotion, which was basically animal fat and wax. Anyways, but they did it for 3 months, and it's funny listening to them talk about the struggles and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I know what that's like.
Right. Different scale, but yes.
A way different scale, and we have the luxury of
Grace,
incorporating modern things like solar for electricity and having shampoos and soaps and going down to the laundromat and stuff like that. But it was a very cool and neat show to watch. It's like 4 episodes of... It's 220 minutes total. Anyway, so it's a good little show. Fun. And they are all in England. Gracie!
So hopefully everybody sleeps really well tonight. Because they're sick. Daddy wants to sleep well too. Because he can sleep past 3:30 tomorrow. Yay!
Hopefully, if Grace is
Yay!
Last night, Grace woke up at 11:45. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And 1.
Yeah.
And then at 7. All sitting up. Crazy kid.
She loves books. Alright, well we're going to go on an adventure tomorrow on my day off, so maybe we'll do some videos then.
And I didn't plan it. Nick came home and he's like, hey, we should do this and this and this and this.
So you'll see what it is tomorrow.
Hopefully we won't be too sick to go.
You'll see what it is tomorrow. Okay.
Wait, let us see if she'll say bye. Grace, say bye-bye. Say bye. Can you wave? Say bye-bye.
Wave bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, she's not going to.